Once the land bank gets a lot of these properties, many of them in distressed condition, they come from Fannie Mae, from HUD, from tax foreclosure, from banks, and we ultimately determine that the house is suitable for rehabilitation. The question is, how do we make sure that we get quality rehabbers, and how do we monitor whether the work actually gets done? What we do is we prepare specifications for each individual property that specifically identifies everything that needs to be done in that house to make it decent, safe, and sanitary. And if a person goes onto our website and they decide that they want a particular home, they come and fill out an application for what we call our Deed-in-Escrow Program. It's the most popular program that we have, and we've done perhaps 600 properties now under this program with private investment.
If a qualified buyer comes forward and is interested in purchasing a house from the land bank, what we essentially do is provide that buyer with what we call a renovation specification. That is what it would require in order to bring that property back up to code. If a buyer comes forward and is able to demonstrate that he has or she has the financial capability necessary to afford not only the acquisition of that property but also the renovation, we then will consider that buyer's offer. The way the program works essentially from that point on is we will then issue a notice of proceed to that buyer. The buyer will then have approximately 4 months to complete the rehab. Once the rehab is completed, all permits have been pulled and properly closed by the respective municipality. The land bank staff will go out to the property and inspect it and make sure that everything on that original renovation spec was in fact completed. If the spec was in fact completed, we will then transfer the deed to the buyer, hence deed in escrow.
This is a way to not only make it flexible for a new homeowner or investor, but it also gives us the enforcement feature that allows us to make sure that before we transfer that property, that work has been done, permits have been pulled, and those permits have been closed.
Our second program is called in-house. On some occasions, the land bank, instead of conveying a property to a private rehabber, we make a determination and it makes more sense to renovate the property in-house, and then we sell the property on the private market. At the end of 2012, we realized about 38% of the properties that we sold were going to owner occupiers, and we were very happy with that particular stat. In our attempt to try to increase that percentage, we created something called the Advantage program. And what it means essentially is this: when a property comes into the land bank and we believe that the renovation can be completed for approximately less than $15,000, we hold that particular property for 30 days and provide people who want to live in that particular property exclusive opportunity to purchase it. An investor cannot buy a property in the Advantage program for at least 30 days. This makes it more likely that an owner-occupier will end up with the property, and we believe that's a victory for not only the land bank but also for the at-large community.